everyone and welcome to a new episode of Into Your Face. I'm Lachhh and I just got back from PAX. I met a lot of game developers. People really enjoyed Just Shapes and Beats. It was awesome. But you know, everything comes with a price. Our little trip to Seattle cost us about $4,000. Here's the budget very roughly. So yeah, that's a lot of money for an indie game developer. So you want to be sure to have a strong impact over there. And that's what I want to talk about today. I received very good advice from other game developers out there. So I thought I should do the same. So let's go! So first thing first, at PAX, you get to channel the spirit of the peacock. Okay, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, what I mean by peacock is, when you're at PAX, your goal is to attract people, to get noticed. Because you know, when you arrive at your booth, you set up your game, you place your business card, you put on your t-shirt, you feel awesome. But then you realize you're not alone in there. Nobody knows you. Why should they care? That's where Mr. Peacock can help you out. So here's a few tips to attract people at your booth. My first advice is super easy, yet very important. Don't leave the title screen up. Have the game play by itself. This, boring. This, much better. With a press start to play. Okay, next, make your game not only fun to play, but fun to watch. This is very important because people who are not playing will stick around longer. Don't expect to have a crowd if your game is not interesting to watch. There's many different ways you can do that. I mean, if you played any Berserk game, you know how we like to scream at the player. Pretty intense. We just love to punch the player in the face. But you can make it interesting to watch in different ways, like Curiosity. Tetropolis, the game just aside from us at PAX, nailed that. Tetropolis has a much slower pace than what we do at Berserk, but lots of people were watching the game during the show. There was always a crowd looking at the screen, wondering what was coming next. Very interesting to watch. Another good example is cat lateral damage. You play a cat and the only thing you do is knock shit on the floor. I can watch this all day long. I want to play that. So ask yourself, is my game interesting to watch? This will also help you get coverage from YouTubers. If your game is boring to watch, don't expect YouTubers to talk about your game. Not gonna happen. So keep that in mind. Okay, next, have a little sign with your elevator pitch on it. Just something small that people can read that sums up your game. In our case, we had this. Elevator pitch here, instruction over there. Trust me, after 4 days you'll lose your voice. So, this is pretty handy. Thank you David Board for that tips, by the way. Thanks. Okay, next, don't be shy to make a different version of your game just for PAX. People at PAX sees hundreds of games. You gotta strike fast. The game I've shown at PAX is slightly different than what the game will be in the end. For example, in the final game, I want to experiment with levels based on sad music. I want to try something with my favorite song from Beethoven. I love classical music and I want to share it in the game. But that's not very Peacock friendly. I won't put that in the PAX version because people over there prefer quick fun, you know? So instead, the PAX version on the F4 level, they are stupidly hard. I throw players right in the action. Another example of this, in Just Shapes and Beats, any player can join at any moment of the game. When the new player joins, I stop the gameplay and play a kick-ass over-the-top animation. I'm not sure if I want to keep that in the final version, but I definitely want to keep that in the Peacock version. So yeah, my point is, don't be shy to make two different versions of your game. If you can, think multiplayer. Let me tell you a little story. 2 weeks before PAX, I had almost nothing. The only thing I had was this little prototype I made in 2 days in a game jam. Let's go back in time a little. I went to a game jam in May and did a little game in 2 days. I received pretty good feedback and I personally loved the game. 2 weeks later was the deadline for the indie mega booth. So I thought I may have a chance, but I need help. So I asked two friends of mine, Emily, a kick-ass artist, and my friend Mike, the kind of guy that can do pretty much everything. So we spent a couple of days to update the visuals of the game, and then send the whole thing to the indie mega booth. We were like, let's see what happened. After the deadline, we stopped working on the project until we got picked by the indie mega booth. Thanks a lot for that, guys. So we had 6 weeks left until PAX. I spent 2 weeks to clear out some Berserk stuff I had to do, and spent 2 more weeks on a level editor, which was a pretty bad idea. Why the hell am I explaining all this? I wanted to point out that 2 weeks before PAX, the game was exactly the same as what I did in 2 days, except for the visuals. So I had to make a game that hundreds of people will see in 2 weeks. Yeah! So I was like, okay, what should I do? Multiplayer. That was the first thing that came to my mind. I didn't know if it would be fun, but I knew that if 4 players could play my game at the same time at PAX, that would be awesome. Why? Well, of course, more people will be able to play your game, but more importantly, the players will be loud. They will laugh, they will scream at each other, which will attract people around, increasing your Peacock level.
Oh, yeah! You got first! Yeah! Oh my god! Yeah! You can do that! Yeah!
Now, I'm not saying that every single game should have multiplayer. Some games are not meant to be that way, like a puzzle game or something. But I'm telling you to ask yourself, is there a way I can put multiplayer in there? Consider Super Mario. For a long time, they made players take turns. Then came out Super Mario Galaxy, where a second player can join in and collect stars, interact with the backgrounds and stuff. That's the kind of feature I'm talking about. So maybe you can twist your mind to add a multiplayer support of some kind. It's not necessary, but it does increase your Peacock level. Another little trick we did was to have 4 sets of headphones. Thank you very much Turtle Beach, by the way. Having headphones was good for 3 things. First, players were even louder. They couldn't hear themselves. Without headphones. This game is great. With headphones. This game is great! 2. Players played more. It was harder to quit the game if you are inside the game. You feel more attached to the game. You feel more invested in the game. And it becomes harder to quit. And 3. More players agreed to play. Here's a sneaky move I did. Hey, wanna try my game? No, I'm good, thanks. Sure man, no problem. But would you like to listen to the soundtrack then? Because the soundtrack is amazing. Oh yeah, why not? And then I give the controller. Oh Lachhh, you sneaky bastard! Thank you very much for watching this episode. Here's a little wrap up of everything we talked so far, and as usual you can contact me on those places or on my website. So yeah, thank you very much and see you next time. Bye.